Wow, guys, I listen. Whether you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, an Eagles fan, a Bills fan, a Ravens fan, whatever fan, maybe if you're a Ravens fan, it's kind of tough right now. Football has been crazy this season. This has been just wild. This season has been wild. Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Honestly, I don't even think the Jags necessarily played that good. Patrick Mahomes gave them a gift with that red zone interception. Um, and I mean, then it turned in obviously to a pick six. But there was like, and then even the pass interference call that wasn't called that benefited the Kansas City Chiefs. And then of course the pass interference that then helped the Jags just the that ultimately led to the touchdown. But then Trevor Lawrence goes down. But then Trevor Lawrence, you're up 14. You're up by a touchdown, and it's like the one thing you don't have to do. It's in the fourth quarter. You just need a nice sustained drive, at least a field goal. And then Trevor Lawrence throws that interception. And as soon as he does it, I'm just like thinking to myself, can't say the Chiefs are going to win this game. That's all the Chiefs need. You just made the mistake. Patrick Mahomes gave you a gift. Unfortunately for them, he gave you the gift. That's, then you give it right back. And I'm like, well, the only way you're going to beat the Chiefs here is if they give you a gift and you say thank you and then you don't return it. But instead you said, oh, this is so nice. I don't think it's my size. Here you go. You take it back now. And it was like, what's happening here? And Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he played both good and bad. I mean, like he's taken some crazy plays where he's trying to scramble around and then he takes a sack or he gets like a small gain the clock run. Like he just does things where you're like, what are you doing? And then you have the delay of game, like some of the stuff that's wild, but he makes that insane throw down the sideline. He had a couple nice runs himself, but it was just, you know, it's hard to explain. It's hard to really get a read of this, honestly. Um, but then he falls down and he finds himself into the end zone. I mean, like if this was last year, he would have fallen, and the Kansas City Chiefs would have been able to either right hit him, and then now there's no time left on the clock and it runs out, or he falls down and the ball drops. But like, it just wasn't the case. I'm actually so again, like I said, I'm actually genuinely surprised that the Chiefs lost this game. Um, I was high on the Jags this season, going into this season, and then when I saw them play, I was like, I I really became really lukewarm on them. I'll be 100% honest. And I was like, because I was already prepared, like, oh, Nick's gonna act like this is such a big game, and the Jags are such a great team. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't really think that. And this is coming from someone who thought that they were gonna be good going into this season. And when I saw them play, I'm like, this is all they're all over the place. They're an all over the place team. And then when I was watching this game unfold, I'm thinking to myself, this is another textbook way the Kansas City Chiefs win, where it's just like they let the other team just beat themselves. The Kansas City Chiefs are the most consistent team in that regard. We're just going to let you beat ourselves. The perfect example of that is you got to pick 6. You're up by 14. You stop Mahomes now again. And it's like you just need to all you do is need to at least go up 2 scores. A nice sustained drive, go up 2 scores, have 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're going to be good. Then all you do is have to convert. All you just have to not give up any massive, quick, big plays from the Chiefs. Even if they do score, you just need to convert a couple first downs, maybe kick another field goal, ideally a touchdown, and the game's over. You'll be good. But like no, they just spit it right back. So the fact that the Chiefs weren't able to pull this off, and Bones played well. He played well. Couple bad throws, but that happens to everyone, obviously. Obviously, the interception was the worst call, worst play by him. Unfortunately for them, it happens. We now have Josh Allen throw a brutal red zone interception. Patrick Mahomes, a brutal red zone interception. No one's perfect at all. Um, I thought there was really great play calling in this game. Um, I think the Chiefs are. I think this Chiefs are still there, right? I don't watch this game and think they just got beat by a better team. I just don't see it that way. I really don't. I still I watch this game and I still think like, yeah, the Chiefs are the better team. The Chiefs are the better team. Um, and I wasn't even expecting to make a video because I said I was talking to Sean, who's on from this channel, who's, you know, mega super duper lifelong season ticket holder fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. And he was like, I hope you do a reaction no matter what the outcome is. And I was like, honestly, it's going to be probably a late night for me, a tough night. It was late night yesterday. Mondays are long. And I was like, honestly, I'll probably only make a video if the Chiefs lose because like if the Chiefs win, I'm just like, that's not really a conversation. Because again, I didn't think the Jags were that good. And like I really expected the Chiefs to win this game. Uh, I I really did. I was like, and if they win, it was like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs beat Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jags. Like it's not really a story to me, honestly. But obviously now the way how this game unfolded, I mean, like it was an exciting game. It was an exciting game. It was I'm just being really transparent here. It is not the game that I expected at all. I genuinely This is the type of game that I absolutely expect the Kansas City Chiefs to come away with the win. At the very least, somehow come away with a field goal. Now it's tied, right? And then it's just like, who knows? But Mahomes played pretty well. Again, the interception was obviously crushing. The leading rusher, 6 carries for 60 yards, which was good. He had a couple easy runs that were really wide open for him, especially the one touchdown, which is a great play. But then a couple other scrambles that he obviously had to get to work. Obviously, that Thornton chemistry is working pretty well here. 3 receptions for 90 yards, but he was 29 for 41, 18 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, no sacks. I mean, I just don't think the Jags defense is all that good. Like, and Trevor Lawrence was a leading rusher too. Travis wasn't much of a huge factor in the run game. They didn't really rely on him that much. 12 carries for 49. You had Kareem Hunt and Pacheco. Like they both combined. What is that quick math? What is that, over 90 yards? I think. They obviously had nearly 100 yards rushing without just Patrick Mahomes. They kind of shared the wealth a little bit here. But Kareem Hunt and Pacheco had a couple like violent physical runs where you were just like, yeah, man, that's this was some old school football here. The touchdown, obviously by Kelsey. It's just interesting. This is definitely one of those games that again, just to be completely honest, I would want to just sit on for a second and be like, what did I just watch? Like what was that? But really, the name of the game was that turnover by Mahomes and the 13 penalties. I mean, that's a ton of penalties. 13 penalties from a Kansas City Chiefs team for 109 yards. You throw a pick 6 in the red zone, and you have 13 penalties. That's my point. I think that really honestly kind of proves what I was just saying going into this game. You had it came down to the wire, and you gave up a pick 6 in your own end zone, which was going to at least be a field goal. That's not hard. That's not big of a stretch. They were at the 3-yard line, and you had 13 penalties for 109 yards, and yet you could have won that game, right? You were still in that in a lot of ways is on the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the the Jags tried to give you the game. Literally, I can't be any more strongly about that interception that Trevor Lawrence threw, as just like it's the one thing you just can't do in that moment. And he did it. Like that's why I'm like that's why I defend a Jalen Hurts these days so much, because of taking care of the ball and how much it matters. But yeah, I mean, they obviously the out game um the Jags originally, before the final drive, they were down in the 200s. I mean, it was not even close. This was such a lopsided game. Such a lopsided game. 4 for 5 in the red zone for the Chiefs. It was all the penalties and the one turnover, man. That's how these games are coming down to. The the penalties was more surprising. 13 penalties for 109 yards. That might be the most that I've come across so far. not yards, because I think I've already come across like 120. I think the Broncos had like 120 yard. Yeah, 121 yards, 12 penalties. The 13 penalties, I think 13 or 14. I think the Titans might have had like 14. So 13 penalties. If that was any other team, if it was not Andy Reid Spags and the Kansas City Chiefs, I would be like, what the? I would be ripping the coach. I'd be like, this is indefensible. How do you do this? This is a measure of you not being prepared, especially if you lost the game, which obviously they did, but I'm just like, this is just such an outlier to me. It's why it's this game was weird. I'm excited to see what other people have to say about it, honestly. Um, but I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's obviously frustrating with the Chiefs because they're 2-3, so that obviously doesn't feel good. Um, and they're losing these close games. But like, I'm sorry, I don't watch a game like this and just be like, they're a 2-3 team. Yeah, they're just not good. I mean, the Jags struggle, beat the 49ers, who at that point were a mess. Brock Pye throws 2 interceptions, and then they beat what the Saints, I think it is. They lost to Jake Browning and the Bengals, right? Yeah, they beat the Texans, who have been terrible. They lost to Jake Browning and the Bengals, and they beat the Panthers. Like this has not been some great team right now, and maybe they're going through their own growing pains a little bit. Because I do believe in Liam Cohen, but again, until that final drive, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, they were at what was that, probably like around like before that final drive, like 150 yards ish or so, because that was how what did the ball, because of the penalty. Then I think they got the ball at the 40, and and again he made some beautiful throws. The one throw was gorgeous. The one throw to Travis Hunter, great catch by Travis Hunter. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. When I see a game like that, I don't know. Like I said, I'm I'm excited to see how this lands for everyone. What the takeaway of this game is, because I'm I'm still wrestling with it, and it just didn't feel like a Kansas City Chiefs game. Honestly, it really didn't. Um, and now you're what, one more game without Rashid Rice, and then you have the Lions, I think, right? And then you'll get Rashid Rice back. I think that'll change everything again. Thorin is has been playing great and really building that chemistry. It'll be interesting to see how he fits in with all of this with this right now. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm just gonna post this video and get on with it, because I just want to see what everyone has to say. I mean, it's just that was Monday Night Football. I'm telling you that these games, the every single game this season has practically been, outside of some of the games, which are obviously just disasters, like the Bengals and even the Ravens. Like, it's just these games, if you're even remotely competent, if you're even just remotely competent of a team, it's been box office. I'm telling you, if you're a football fan, you should just feel so grateful. You should just be like, I am so grateful that we are getting to watch these games. Again, obviously, if you're a Chie fan, you're bummed right now. Um, but this season has been wild. I mean, just the entertainment value. And if you're not a Chiefs fan and you're just like taking a step back and watching all these games, if you're just more of a general fan, man, this is the year to be a general fan. You could be watching the Colts play, and it's an exciting game. You're watching the Eagles play, it's an exciting game. Even the Chiefs and their losses, like, anything can happen. I mean, you still have the feeling anything can happen. You're watching this Chiefs game and you're like, something's going to happen. And something did again. Trevor Lawrence falls to the ground, and like, then I was thinking, is he going to get back up? Is he going to get a touchdown? Is there actually going to be a random holding penalty? Did he actually technically hit someone? And now it's a sack where he hit a Chief player. And now, like, but like, just crazy, crazy, crazy. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Kansas City Chiefs coming up short against the Jacksonville Jaguars? How do you feel about that game? How do you feel about the Chiefs' style? I don't want to say the style of play, quality of play. How do you feel that the Jags looked in that game? Trevor Lawrence, I mean, outdueling. Not really. Patrick Mahomes, um, this is pretty textbook example as to why you can't just go by who wins and who loses, because obviously Mahomes played way better than Trevor Lawrence. But Trevor Lawrence has a higher passer rating and he won the game and a higher completion percentage. He was also the leading rusher. Again, credit to him for getting that job done. And, the Mahomes and the Chiefs did have more run support with Kareem Hump, Checo Worthy, and Smith and all, but you just don't watch that game and say, that was Trevor L. That was Trevor Lawrence, like I don't know. I guess I'm just going to hear what you guys all got to say. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.